On this episode of Be the Teacher, we explore the newest version of my classroom handbook. When you're in my class, there are certain expectations for behavior and performance. I put them all into a book for you so that you know exactly what I expect of you. If you meet those expectations, you will most likely find a ton of success, and you and I will get along just fine. So let's explore the classroom handbook. Point number 1, entering the classroom. Pull your class folder, seat yourself, and record begin the opening activity. Students who do not pull their folder will be marked absent and lose participation points for the day. Your folder is your time card. If you choose not to grab your folder, you decide to be marked absent for the day. Point 2, opening activities and goals. Look at the smartboard, chalkboard, folder, and folder contents on a daily basis. Please do not ask, what are we doing today, until you've looked in all those places. Opening activities and goals will be included almost every day and should be recorded during the first 7 minutes of class. Please check the chalkboard or the smartboard for instructions. You may begin as soon as you have reviewed the daily agenda, collected your folder, and taken your seat. Work is submitted with Google Classroom, so look at the top of any handout to see if it also needs to be placed in a particular section of your binder or portfolio. Point 3 is really important to me. Manners. Important words to use in class. Good morning and good afternoon. Please and thank you. You're welcome, may I? Excuse me, Mr. or Mrs. This is a big one for me because you never know whose face you're slamming the door in. Or that person who drops papers and you laugh at them instead of helping them pick those papers up. That might be your teacher next semester. You always want to make sure that you're using proper manners so that you can impress people that you might have to work with later on. And this just isn't teachers, it's also the students you pass in the hallway too. Point 4, food and drinks. No food or drink is allowed in the classroom. I don't like critters, but they like your food. If food or drink is visible, they or I will take it from you. Cell phones, headphones. Cell phones may not be visible and must be turned off during class. Don't argue with me about a phone. Your cell phone will be taken away if a teacher sees it. Point 6, supplies. You are responsible for bringing a pencil, pen, and paper to class every day. Passes will not be given to lockers to retrieve supplies. Point 7, noise control. I use a bell in my classroom. When you hear that bell, freeze, turn and face me, pay attention, and keep your eyes on me. Be ready for instructions. If I ring a bell, I will have something to say. Assistant during tasks. Do not scream for the teacher or say the teacher's name over and over and over when you need help. Raise your hand. When the teacher acknowledges you, return to your assignment. Skip the stuff you don't know and work on the stuff you do. And wait for the teacher. And remember, if it's my class, then there may be a Be the Teacher about the subject, and you may want to go watch that particular video to help guide you through the assignment. Point 9, listening and responding to questions. Please raise your hand to speak. Please wait for the teacher to call on you. Only questions relevant to material/lecture will be addressed. All other inquiries will be addressed at the end of class. And when in doubt, ask 3 before me. This means if we're talking about a movie and you ask me what I ate for dinner last night, I may ignore you altogether to stay on topic. Point 10, ask 3 before me and makeup work. If you are absent, please ask at least 3 people what you missed. Check your folder to see if there are any messages or assignments. Any work that you cannot find is posted on www.ateacherknows.com. If you have checked your folder and asked 3 people for what you missed, you may ask the teacher for any additional information and handouts. Makeup work will be given only for school-related absence. You are responsible to see your folder, your classmates, and our class website to get missed work and handouts that are the result of unexcused absences. Cutting classes will never be rewarded. Point 11, working in groups. The teacher will assign groups. Each student must contribute to the group. Group grades will be issued rather than individual grades, but please know I never allow someone's lack of performance to pull the group grade down. That person will receive a different grade. Please inform the teacher if students are not contributing. Students are not allowed to change groups, so when you complain, I will remind you of this video and this handbook. Point 12, end of class activities. Clean desks and workstations in the last 5 minutes of class. Put folders in correct class collection bin. Do not toss your folder on top of another class folder. Try to put your classroom electronics in the appropriate place. Now this is a major rule alert. Teachers will dismiss the class after workstations are clean and everyone is seated. Remain in your seat until I dismiss the class. The bell does not dismiss the class. You do not dismiss the class. The teacher dismisses the class. The bell is just a reminder for the teacher, hey, it's time to dismiss your class, so let me do my job. Point 13, getting out of your seat. Students may leave their seat only to perform assignment-related tasks. Students are not allowed out of their seats to speak with friends. If students are out of their seat inappropriately, they should not be surprised if they are redirected. Point 14, tardiness. The teacher will provide you with a certain number of late passes. See the teacher if you need more. Present your late pass and follow the instructions on the card. You may also present a late pass from a teacher. Put pass to class in the basket next to the sign-in sheet and sign in. You must sign in. Pull your folder, seat yourself, and begin the opening activity. Point 15, portfolio, notebooks, and keeping your notebook. Please keep notebooks clean and organized. Notebooks will be checked periodically for completeness. In fact, your notebook, which I also refer to as your binder and portfolio, is the biggest part of your grade in this class, so take it seriously and keep it organized. Point 16, turning in assignments. All work will be submitted on Google Classroom. You must learn how to use it now. If the class is a portfolio class, you must also print a copy of each assignment and place it in the correct section of your portfolio/binder. Binder, portfolio, notebook, they're all the same to me, and I will use those terms interchangeably. Passes. Passes will only be given for restroom, quick water break, and the nurse. If you have an existing pass, follow the instructions on the pass, sign out on the sign-out sheet, and take the hall pass and quickly and quietly leave the classroom. If you do not have an existing pass, passes will not be given for the first 15 minutes of class and the last 15 minutes of class. Passes will not be given to students who interrupt during lectures. I will remind you of this handbook if you are disrespectful. Testing. All tests must be worked on independently unless otherwise instructed. Make sure your test is submitted in numerical order if they are numbered. Make sure your name, subject, date, and period are on the front of the answer sheet. Participation points will be deducted for incorrect procedures, and participation points will be deducted if you are disrespectful or disruptive. Point 19, finishing early. Students are not allowed to sit and do nothing in class. You must be working into the end of class. Pull out an assignment we have been working on and review it if you finish early. Point 20, visitors in the classroom. Teacher is not in classroom. Normal class procedures are enforced. Major participation point deductions will occur for inappropriate behavior in front of a guest, and the teacher is allowed to use his or her discretion. This includes substitute teachers. Listen, substitute teachers are my coworkers. If you are inappropriate with them, it reflects badly on me. So always treat a substitute teacher like you would treat me, and I know that you will treat me well. Point 21, announcements. No talking is allowed during announcements. There will be a participation point deduction for talking. And if an announcement is on and you talk over it and you ask me what was said, I will just ignore you. You should have listened the first time. Point 22, fire drill. Please see fire drill procedure posted in the room. Students must leave and return as a class. You will be marked absent if there's a fire drill and you don't return to class. Point 23, assembly and abbreviated days. Normal class procedures are enforced during shortened class periods. Students more than 5 minutes late will not need a late pass to enter the class, but please be aware, if you are super late, I will deduct participation points or even mark you absent for the day. I just don't want you to miss too much class time. So, try to get there as quickly as possible, and even better, try to be there on time. So that's it for my handbook. I hope that you paid attention, because a handbook is a way for a teacher and a student to communicate in the same language. If we're talking in the same language, we're going to have a great year. So, thanks for listening to this episode of Be the Teacher, and I hope you follow my rules and tune in for the next episode of Be the Teacher. Bye!